All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. All right, today is Thursday, June 29th. This is the trade session for NQ, of course. Let's see what we can get going on today. We're right around settlement right now, so I'm just going to be waiting. Let's take a look at the 30-tick chart. There it is. Not much happening. There's a nice little crash up here. A couple levels down here, a little crash down here. So if this thing gets on the move, there's a few targets to look at. The 50-tick chart looks like it was on the move down about an hour before the open. So let's see what we have in store for us today. I adjusted my, not strategy, but my money management slightly. Because for those of you that's been keeping up with me with what's going on, basically, one second. Basically, because I mix in, depending on account size, minis and micros. And it gets a little hard to track how many, because I calculate my tick count. I go for a certain amount of ticks every day. When I lose a certain amount of ticks, I stop. And so when you're trying to convert micros and minis all the time, it's a little bit, it can get a little, not so much confusing, but it's just kind of all over the place sometimes. And so basically, I'm keeping it simple. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not trading because on my pullback entries, my LRE pullback entries, I'd go a little heavier because it has a smaller stop, right? But I'm not going to do that because the whole point of me going to LREs, low risk entries, a long time ago was I liked the ratio, and that helped my discipline a lot, right? Because I knew if I lost a trade, I can get it back on the next trade. I want to have to take a few trades to make back one loss. So that really helped my discipline a long time ago when I started. And now the problem is I'll get a good simplicity run, 50, 60, 70 ticks. But I'm doing less, right, contracts when I do that. But for LRE, I add more contracts because it's lower lower risk. But the problem is, if that LRE loses, it can wipe out my good simplicity run. And that's not good. So I'm even doing my LRE with the same amount of risk now, same contracts. I'm just keeping it all across the board and keep it simple, right? So basically now if I'm going for, because I'm doing mostly simplicity with some LREs, but my loss limit now is going to be 100 ticks on the day. If I lose 100 ticks, or if I'm up, my target's 150 ticks of profit for the day. I know it sounds like a lot. I mean, it kind of is, but that's why I'm trading much smaller. See, the more profit you go for, or the bigger, the larger amount of risk, if you give yourself more risk on the day, then the smaller your sizing should be. If you have a very small stop, a very small target, you can put on more more contracts because it balances out, if that makes sense. So because I'm allowing myself a larger loss limit, but I'm also going for a bigger profit target on the day, then I trade smaller. And I've basically been doing this for the last month. It's just it gets thrown off whenever I do an LRE. Because somebody asked me before on one of my videos, what, because I made like 80, 90 ticks on the day, something like that. And they're like, well, I thought you go for 40, 50. I'm like, yes, but 80 ticks with 5 micros is really equivalent to 40 ticks of one mini. So see, all that got kind of mixed up and confused. So that's why I'm doing it this way. And yeah, so sounds like a lot, but it's really not, because many times now I will say, if after I take 2 trades, if I'm up 100 ticks or more, or anywhere around 100 ticks or more, I'm stopping. Even though I really want to get 150, anywhere around 100 ticks, I'm stopping for the day, because my risk is 100, right? I'm allowing myself 100 loss. So once I get to around 100, then I stop. For example, because there's many times I'll hop in a simplicity trade, I'll grab 60, 70 ticks. Next one might get 50 or 80 or whatever, right? So whatever that adds up to, that could be 120, that could be 150, that could be 100. If whatever those 2 trades at. Now, if I took 2 trades and I end up not getting knocked out at 30 and the other one's like at 40, that's 70 ticks on the day, I'll probably take one more because I allow myself 3 trades. So kind of a update to my money management there. An update, but not really an update. I guess a simpler explanation to what I've been doing. All right. Let's see what the market's going to do here. We're hovering around that 15,100 area. We do have a possible short coming up. Let's see if it's going to go here. Kind of waiting for it to break below this mini magnet. And then thinking we can make it down to the blue ice down here. But, oh, there we go. Oh, I got a late fill. Got a pretty late fill, but there we go. Tightening up here. Came all the way down there. Let's see where we're going to go. It's going to struggle a little bit. I'm going to hop out. Hopped out because it's struggling right here. I could have left my stop, but I just, this was my target anyways. So hopping out, grab that one. Nice trade there. Do a quick calculation. See, that was 63 ticks that I locked in right there. So I will go for another one. See how it's struggling? Actually, I don't know why it didn't plot my oops. Why I didn't plot my trade. It's weird. Huh. It's weird why I didn't plot. But it took it.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. XLZ on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, all my accounts got it. Don't know why I didn't plot it on the chart. See, look, and now we're a 50 tick. We're going into a chop. That is weird. Why didn't it? Here, let me switch my accounts real quick.
Double cluster NQ.
Huh. That is weird. It's not showing it on my chart. Like when it plots the markers or whatever. That is weird. But it took it though. All in my rhythmic, I saw my positions were open. Positions are all closed. Logged my profit. So, I don't know. Whatever. You saw it. I got my account right over here, so I don't whatever. All right. And you can see this clear, like I didn't take this LRE because I would have only taken this LRE. I mean, you can see this is pretty clear. Like this would have been in the middle of this little zone. So I only would have taken an LRE if price would have continued down and then pulled back up. That's where I would have taken an LRE. But I'm not taking an LRE in the middle of that. And let's jump to the 30 tick. It made its way right down here. Seeing the double clusters popped up. So that was another signal to, either hop out or tighten up. I just didn't have a lot of confidence that it would keep running short. That's why I went ahead and just hopped out. I hit my flatten all hotkey. Have it programmed to F3. Just F3'd it. Bam. I was out. And then as you can see, we had this little quail chop here. Double clusters came back down a little bit more. But see, before on the coil chop, it left this mini magnet. Came back down a little further. Mini magnet pretty close to this other one. With these double clusters, pretty clear signal that that's the end of this little move. And sure enough, it ran up. As you can see, the 50 tick. This is where it had the little chopping going on. Then ran up. So, and see also looking left on the 50. That's where it got rejected before as well. So, my mistake a few times on last week, or was it earlier this week? One of the days. I mean, I've had some good days this week. I've still only had, yesterday was a losing day. So I still only had, that makes 3 losing days on the month. But partially my mistake was trying to sit in the trades for too long. Too long, right? So, like now, grab my 60-something ticks and get out. Or tighten up. So, all right, we do have news coming up at 10 a.m., so I want to mention that. If we look here, we have pending home sales. It's really the only one to be on the lookout for, so that's coming up in 10 minutes. So got to watch that. More than likely, nothing's going to happen, or I'm not going to take anything until after this news in 10 minutes. So yeah. And these recordings, I don't edit them. So I'm recording right now. I don't do any editing to them. I just upload it. So basically what I'm trying to say is if you don't feel like sitting here for the next 9 minutes, 9 to to 15 minutes. You might want to just fast forward. Fast forward 10 minutes. Because, yeah, especially as we get within the next 4 or 5 minutes, that's considered the dark zone, 5 minutes before and after the news. And I will not be hopping in anything. So,
Potential elevator
and
on
market
NQ.
analysis isn't really there whenever news comes out, anyways, right away. So,
Potential TX
you
on
may want
NQ.
to jump forward at least 10 minutes.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
All right, 2 minutes until the news.
Potential
Actually, like a minute and a half.
double cluster NQ.
I mean, I'm not expecting craziness, but still gonna move the market.
Potential TX on NQ.
All right, we got 30 seconds
Trap orders with
till the
exhaustion box
news.
on NQ.
All right, here we go. News is out.
Potential SLZ on NQ.
Yeah, see, market didn't go crazy.
TS on NQ. SLZ on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
All right, price trying to make its way back up.
Potential TX on NQ.
Let's see
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
where it goes. 30 tick chart. Got some levels here that it's bumping up against. So not very interested. It's not really a lot of clear path up above. 50 tick chart. This is where we had some chop. We're right here in this area again, so settlement's right above. See what happens. We got a nice little cluster on the with a little Lorex short here off this level. So look at this area looking left. See, we got double clusters here. Look left, cluster, 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 cluster. This is a tough spot that it's fighting at. Just be patient and wait and see what happens. I know I say that a lot, but it's basically the name of the game. Wait and see what happens. I'm going to refresh my dynamic magnets and flux levels.
Double
There we go.
Potential TBS on NQ.
Here.
Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Potential OP rejection on NQ. Potential TX on NQ.
Coming back up to settlement now. Volume's building, but it's kind of low.
Potential TX on NQ.
Just waiting to see where this market wants to go. Needs to
TBS on NQ.
get out of this area because settlement and all that. We've already hit settlement this morning after the open, but yeah. Let's see where the market wants to go.
Potential TX on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
That big bar down. Ooh, it's pushing now. Dang. It's probably going to push right through the bottom of this. There we go. Look at that. Just had to take a minute.
Double cluster NQ.
But you see how huge these bars are compared to everything else? Yeah. There's no way I'm entering a trade right there. Let it run down. Look at the 30-tick chart. Went right down to those double mini magnets.
With exhaustion box on NQ.
Cluster, cluster, cluster.
Double cluster NQ.
I would expect for this maybe to pull back and test this area again. But, I mean, that took 2 bars to get all the way down there. From 120. 40, 50, 60 points basically in 2 bars. Bam. It's a drop off.
Potential TBS on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Fully expect this to retrace, like I said. But let's see. Might get a LRE up here, right where those double mini magnets are. There's a lot of clusters there to the left, though, on the 30 tick. See all these clusters? So if it pulled back, it could easily chop a little bit around here. So I'm just going to wait. Wait some more. There it is. Hit that double ZOI, that ZOI crash there that I was mentioning earlier. If it wasn't for these big old bars, like, man, I would love to be in this short. But there's no way I'm entering these big old bars. Now it's leaving. Look at all this OP it's leaving behind. All these order prints. All these ZOIs. Red eye block.
Potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on
Even if it pulled back up in this area with all these ZOIs here, I wouldn't feel confident. Yeah, I would need this thing to keep running down.
double cluster NQ.
I don't know what this thing is. We hit the minus 0.5 dev right there. I mean, it ran right down to it. See, I normally would love an LRE up here. It's just all these ZOIs on the 30 tick. Don't like that. See what's down here. We have these. This area, this is, I mean, this is 15,000 right up here. So there's a lot of stuff down here to pull it down. I mean, we're not far off from 15,000.
Double cluster NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on
So that's an LRE up there. I just don't,
elevator on NQ.
I don't like
Potential
these ZOIs, like I said. Man, I really like this LRE though. Oh, we just laid a mini magnet on the 30 tick too. So right there, you'd have to come back here. See LRE right here where that mini magnet to the left is. Yeah, this baby would have won. But I just, like I said,
double cluster NQ.
red flags here, so I stayed out.
Potential TX on NQ.
Now you see on the 30 tick, even though 15,000's down here, we're struggling right here at this dev mini magnet. If this closes up with this mini magnet on top of this one, there it goes. And Paul, that's a stack of 3 on the 30 tick. I mean, we would need a lot of momentum and a strong push to break through short now. And I don't know if we'll get that right now. I mean, we're close enough to 15,000 that price may just want to come down and test it. But right now, this level, I don't see price just breaking this right now.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
But we'll see.
Double cluster NQ.
Might be laying another mini magnet there.
Double cluster NQ.
Cluster. Okay. Laid that mini magnet there too. So yeah, if this comes back down around this area, it'll chop around a little bit first. And as you can see, it's pushing up. That's why I did not expect it to go any further at the moment. Will it come back down and break through? Could. But not right this second when I was looking at it. Not a minute ago. Now let me show this. Before it made that big move down, look up here how price came up here. Remember here was that little short trapped Xbox and clustered area and all that. Made it a little bit higher of a high and left a mini magnet right off of that one, right off of settlement, and just dropped. And I'm not taking a long here. Because if we look left, if we go long, I mean, it might, but I wouldn't expect it to go much. I mean, you could get maybe 20 points out of this if it comes back up to this area. But looking left, we have these clusters here that we left coming down, the double mini magnets here. So, I mean, I would expect it to maybe chop around this area a little bit. I wouldn't have the expectation of it just running right back up. And if it does, then I'll look for a pullback. But this little area here is where I'd expect price to oscillate quite a bit, maybe even chop, and then, make a move somewhere. So I'm going to wait. Well, it's made its way up. It did do a little oscillating. It did have, a couple clusters, laid some mortar prints, but no signal for me that it's going to keep going up. It is going up. We do have a ZOI crash that it just laid. Right here, you kind of can't really see it on this chart, but you can see the little purple underneath there. Cluster. You can see it better on my 10 tick. Let me throw that up. There we go. Right there, little crash. And that cluster on the 30. So let's see if this moves up above the crash and pulls back. Then I'll probably take it. We have all these levels, these double mini magnets, settlement. We have a bunch up here that it could possibly pull it up, pull it back up there. A lot of clear path, clear room. So if I do take a pullback, let's see. I would want it to go a little further, but if I end up taking, because I would want to take an entry about where we are here, about this crash. I don't want an entry down here. I'd want it up in this area. So I need price to move up further. We're at the 100 level as well, so you got to watch out for that. See, even if price pulls back to here, I'm not taking an LRE. I'm not taking a pullback here, because then I got to get back through this junk. And I don't want to have to get through that junk. Now we have double clusters on the 30 tick there. So, and exactly why I didn't take the LRE here would have been a loser. So I was waiting for price to run up a little further, take my trade, my long right off of this. Then I would have targeted it up in this area and trailed it basically. So yeah, didn't do it. So didn't take a trade.
Potential TX on NQ.
I'll be curious to see. I mean, if this ends up coming back down to this area, I'd be very curious to see if it breaks and wants to go test 15,000. Do have a early entry short, would not have taken that, which I didn't. Regular short could be here. I mean, this might make its way back down to this area, but all these order prints here, I mean, I just don't like. Then you look left, you got order prints. Here, let me throw up the 30 tick. See, it's got these order prints laying here. This is where the double clusters were. Clusters here. This is where the double mini magnets were. Then the chop here. I mean, I don't love this to try to take it down to this area. Do I think it'll come back down here? Yeah, I mean, it could. It's either going to go one way or the other. But I'd be very curious to see if it does make its way back down here, if it'll decide to go ahead and break and run and test 15,000. If it does, if I get a short under here, I'm definitely going to take it to 15,000. Or at least up here, because it might come down into this. That's about 1507. It might come down here and kind of bounce around a little bit before hitting 15,000. That's assuming it'll break below. So if it does, I'll probably take profit right around here, 1510 or so. Yeah, I'll close out before it hits this mini magnet. I'm not worried about an extra 7 points. That's only if this breaks short, which it may or may not. And obviously, I need an entry. I can't just jump in. Yeah, and I didn't. I liked this one, but I didn't take it because see, you have an early entry, or you have an entry here technically. But then you had all these OPs. So if you would have waited and got in around, here, I mean, you still have all this to the left, but more than likely this would come down. But see, from here is about 56, say 57 to here.
Control T X
I
on
mean, you got 10, 11 points right in this area.
exhaustion box on
So more than likely, I only would have grabbed about 10 points because I would have put, like, as price was coming in here, I would have had my stop up here, right? So, and so you see how it just popped up. I probably would have grabbed 10 points. But my stop, my initial stop, when I enter the trade, is about 12 and a half points or so. So, I mean, it's almost a 1-to-1. I'm risking a little bit more than I would have made there. And technically, because I would have been at about 57, let's just call it entry, my stop would have been up here at about 70. I would have probably closed it if it came up higher, but I want more room, basically. I'm okay if the trade ends up only getting, 10 points or so, but at least I had the opportunity to make more. Here, I knew right away there's probably not an opportunity for more because it's going to come here, and I don't think it's going to run right through right away. Like I said earlier, I'm curious to see, but I don't think it'll just break through. This is really the second hit. I mean, it bounced around back here, but this is really the second hit. What I would really like for this to happen is we get a simplicity reset and then another short to go down. That would be my preferred because, like I said, looking at the 30, yeah, we have some dynamic magnets and flux levels and stuff there. But looking at the 30 tick, if we break below this, I'm running it down to about at least 010, 15, 08, somewhere in that area. So if I can might be able to get a little 20-point move. So, see what happens. Got some HD building up here. So if we can pull up, give us a little mini magnet with a reversal bar to come back down, that'll push us right through. Looks like we are getting the reset here. As long as this bar can close about the way it is. All right, we got our reset. Now I'd like to get a short below here. We do have the HD still. So here's where I'd like to get a reversal bar with a mini magnet. Right here. Come on, baby, let's do it.
double cluster NQ.
All right. Do opposite of what I say. Even around this area, it would be fine. Got a lot of orders coming in long, though. All right, star 5 low volume score with HD. I like that. And a cluster. Okay.
BS on NQ.
We might get our reversal bar. Might get this reversal bar. Come on, baby. I really want a TX trapped X box with a mini magnet here on this bar, but I'll take a star 5 low volume score with HD. In case you don't know, HD is a lower high than the last one here, and it has 300% of the volume. So way more volume and could not pull back or could not go higher than this last one. It's getting close though. Got a green institutional block. Do have an exhaustion box, but this looks like it might push up because a lot of momentum going up. Yep. So let's see. Not ruling it to come back down out yet, but not as nice. And then if it lays this mini magnet and this bar closes up, that'll probably just keep pushing it up. And there it is. All right. It could reject here, but let's just wait now. All right, we're making our way back up. It didn't quite like going short, so let's see where it goes. Now, 30 tick, we got to be careful. Got some ODD, a little bit of a trapped exhaustion box or trapped orders up here, so let's see if it'll get rejected or what it wants to do here. Yeah, I can see, look, we got, if this bar closes down, it'll have ODD, trapped Xbox, cluster on it. Well, actually, I don't know if there will be trapped orders in it. I don't think there will be. There's no leading volume indicator, but yeah. Crucial bar right here. Because if this closes down, oh, there's the trapped orders. Yep. Trapped orders, ODD, cluster. There's no mini magnet, though. If this had a mini magnet, then I would say we're going to push down. There's no mini magnet, so it may push down. It may chop. Let's just see. And see the 30, no, I'm sorry, the 10 tick we had when it came up, a little trap dex box. This is not an actual entry sniper trade, but yeah, this trap dex box came down, pulled up, laid a mini magnet, pulled up, laid a third bar sling where this mini magnet is. So now it's pushing down. Tick strike is not lighting up anywhere. So no influx of orders right this second. Oh, you heard me. You heard me, Amazon, Google, and Apple. No, I'm still waiting. We're in this little zone here, so.
Double cluster NQ.
See if it wants to try and test 15100 again. If it gets above this area. 15100 is not too far off. Publicity's looking ugly right now, though. Look at this. Ugly.
Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap. NQ.
All right, let's see what's going to happen down here. Technically have an entry, but let's see if it's going to go anywhere now.
Potential TBS on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Not getting any signals on the 30 just yet.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
I mean, there are some obstructions going short, such as, like I said, the dynamic magnet, this wall flux dynamic on top of this. Actually, if this goes short, this is going to be my target. Because I just realized there's a dynamic magnet on top of a mini magnet, and that's usually strong. Or a dynamic magnet on top of a wall is very strong too.
Double cluster NQ.
So if this does run down, it'll probably bounce this first. It may, I mean, more than likely it'll probably keep going, but it may bounce this first. Might get a regular entry there, which we did. So let's see. Got a regular entry. It's a big bar, which I don't like, but hit that ZOI right there, that little purple ZOI. So let's see. Hopefully this doesn't retrace. Actually, I need to put my stop up here. It's a lot bigger of a stop, but my read is that this is going to go down. Just need to break this little ZOI here. We got a cluster on the 30, but just means it'll probably oscillate a little bit. See if we can get down here to 015. I mean, we are getting close to that 15,000 level. It could reject anywhere, but see, now my stop, I mean, technically if it gets up in this, my stop's up here, but I'd get out. That's not where I'm going to get out if it does go into a losing position. Yeah, so I'm not really risking that much. It's just if something happens and it flies away, it's there, but I don't like that it laid a new iZone here, but I'm still getting a read that it's just bouncing around because that cluster on the 30, that's why it's oscillating right now, but still, my read is still that this is going to go short. Just got to give it its little oscillation time. I mean, it could reject, but I don't think it will. There's a lot of orders in this area, so just gotta give it its room. And if this closes above the red solid line, then I just get out. That cluster's moving around, so that's why I'm still comfortable sitting here, even though it's struggling. That cluster is moving around a little bit, so I think it just has to eat up some of these orders and then go down. But let's see. It hasn't closed above the line yet. It's not looking good though. But all right. I'm going to let it go ahead and knock me out here, because I don't want it to go further. There we go. Well, that was a loser. It didn't end up going, but that's all right. Still think it's going to go short. Just didn't have enough in it yet to go. See, here's the 30 tick. Broke it, left that cluster. There's no real reason why it didn't keep going, but it didn't. So you see what I also here, see it closed here. See, it didn't leave my markers there again. I really don't know why that's happening. But it took the trade. We have HD on the 30 tick chart as well right here. So let's see what happens if we get a reversal bar. No mini magnet going short. Might leave a mini magnet if this goes long, which I don't want. But so like the bar closed here, the wick went up and then it came back down and bar closed here. So that's why I put my stop there to let it, it very well could have came back down, but to let it oscillate a little bit. And then if it broke up, then I'm out. And that's what happened.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
All right, lay that mini magnet going up, and it still has HD there, but man, I'm just not trusting this going back long.
Potential TX on NQ.
Especially, you see how it keeps trying to go long, and then it just breaks down. So I'm not trusting a long. And then look on the 30 tick. I mean, every time it starts going long, we have this HD building up. I mean, we have stuff that it's telling me that I shouldn't go long. Now, if this can close short this bar here with this HD trapped Xbox mini magnet, that'd be great to push through the bottom. But
Trap orders with exhaustion box on
I don't know.
NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Potential double TX on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Yeah, there's just a really big fight going on in this area.
Double cluster NQ.
But see, even though I went short over here, there was really no signal that it will push short other than my entry. Because there was no mini magnet, there was no nothing. Like if this reversal bar would have laid a mini magnet here, that'd have been great. But there was really nothing to say that it was going to keep going short, other than it having basically a breakout. But I mean, my read was still that it was going to go, just it didn't, and I didn't have any extra confirmations. So now price is coming all the way back up to the 0.25 deviation. So let's see.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, price action's a little. I mean, we're rangy today. We're just in this zone. Not really making any moves that I'm liking.
Potential
Like,
TX on
you know,
NQ.
taking this long. Yeah, it's made its way up, but man, you go through a lot of oscillation for sure. Some pullbacks. Some chop. Market's not moving very much.
Double cluster NQ.
Making its way back up here again. Looking at the 30 to the 0.25 dev. We got some ODD again. Not sure it'll get up there or not.
Potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on NQ.
I'm just not really much of a range trader. So, like all these tight ranges, I'm not really a range trader, so I wait. I hate that little F is right next to the buy button. This little F, it's like right there, so you gotta be careful.
Double cluster NQ.
All right, see what happens here. So we had an early entry long here, but I'm waiting to get a regular entry up here. If that happens. Got double clusters on the 10. Tick strike sliding up. We just got an entry there. See if we can get a move now. Or if it's going to do me like it did down here. And come all the way back in. And come all the way back down into the range. So we have this wall, but really I'm going to target up this area. Because here's 100. We might get some oscillating there, so we got to see. But right up here, settlement's right up there, so we may make a little run long up there. Let's see what happens. Might get a little trapped Xbox on the 30 tick up here against me. I won't like that, but let's just hang in here and see what happens. Yeah, I definitely want to target these double mini magnets up here. I mean, that's a good ways away, but it's 30 points, 30, 40 points. Might not be ready to just run up there. I don't like this reversal bar we're getting on the 30 tick right now, but hopefully it doesn't stay. We might be getting a mini magnet if this bar closes long. So I need it to close at 102.75 and keep that mini magnet. That would really help push this long. So hopefully that happens. Gonna hold on to my stop here. Come on. Break that 100. 102.75 is where I need that to hit. 102.75. So it's right above this wall, this cyan wall. Looks like it'll get there. There we go. There's nothing really to stop this, so.
Double cluster NQ.
I'm going to tighten up a little bit here in case he wants to retrace and test. Not seeing much of a reason for this to stop and come back down, but, you know, anything can happen.
Potential TX on NQ.
Just need some more volume to come in. It's that 100 area that's really making it a struggle. Now, if we get this bar close up with that mini magnet, that'd be great. But let's see. Yeah, it might not go. I'm going to give it its room here and close it if I have to, but we did leave that paw there. So hopefully it doesn't just chop in between here now.
Potential TX on NQ.
Paw means that there's no orders up there.
Trap orders
So
with
let's see if some
exhaustion
comes
box
in.
on NQ.
Got a double cluster on the 30 tick. I don't like that. I don't see.
Double cluster NQ.
This should continue. If this really struggles up here at this paw, I might have to just take my profit. But I think this can. We'll keep going.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential double TX on NQ.
It's just that 100 area that's.
Double cluster NQ.
Got to break this paw.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on
Yeah.
NQ. Double TX on NQ.
It's getting real choppy up here.
Potential
Still hanging in here because it's, I mean, I don't see why it would come back down in here at the moment below this area, but let's see. It's just struggling and it's leaving some clusters and stuff, so. If this can close at 106, it'll leave another mini magnet here. So I'm really hoping for that. Get up there and close, and that'll probably push us through the paw. And then once we get through the paw, I'll probably tighten my stop below it, since that was a struggle point, just to secure some profit. But I need this to break the paw, so still struggling some here. 106.50 is where this mini magnet, it'll close with this mini magnet. Almost there. 106.50. There we go. It closed. Broke it a little bit. It's pushing. Still struggling some there. If we can get a little room. I'm just going to tighten up now. Just in case. It's that dotted line right there. The dashed line. Once it gets up to the ZOI. Okay, we just left a ZOI there. So I'm going to tighten up under the ZOI. May knock me out, but it's fine. There we go. Knocked some of my accounts out. There we go. It knocked me out, but that was a good little move. 60 plus ticks. I think this will keep going, but yeah, there it goes. I just don't like, especially when it hits a lonely OP like this, and the way price action's been today, I don't have a lot of confidence. So let's see where I'm at now. Some accounts got it nice and some didn't. Got one account up 63 ticks. My other ones, wait a second. Yeah, 63. 49. Yeah. Small profit today, but let's see. One. Yeah, I got some crazy fills.
Potential TX on NQ.
Yeah, I'm all between 50 to 70 ticks on my accounts right now. So it's just, you see how it came up. It's pulling back. It's kind of oscillating. And the way today is, that's just, I'm not loving this. And it's already 11:15, so almost 2 hours. So yeah, I'm done. That's my 3 trades. I'm calling it a day. Turning off my copier. And global sim. So it's going to be a wrap. Nice profitable day. I'll take it. And I will see y'all later. Hope this video helps.